All right, guys, welcome to Lock and Roll Stars. You've already heard Sonny. Sonny Parlin's with us, and Ian Murray is with us as well.
What's up?
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Ian Murray with a fresh new hairdo.
That's right.
He looks quite like a dapper. What is it?
Yeah,
Dapper?
that's right. Dapper.
I look like
dapper.
James Bond.
A little bit, but like really young.
My nose is stuffed up. I sound like
Dude.
I sound like I sound like my nose is stuffed up.
Sonny is coming off of an addiction right now. And no, it's not a joke, Ian Murray.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sonny has been doing Afrin every single day
No.
for a long time.
No, maybe,
See how
maybe
in
like
denial?
a week or two.
Denial. You've been doing Afrin. You said you've been doing that for like a while. You've had to take Afrin.
Like I go through spurts. Like I'll have to use it for like a few days, and then I don't use it. You know.
Well, Afrin is dangerous and addictive, and now Sonny's coming off of it.
What is it for?
It's to clear up your nose when your nose.
You know that
gets
nose spray. It's just mostly funny. Every single time I'm with Sonny, every single time. We just went to the ADCC Trials in New York, and we did the whole tourist thing in New York. So let's just say I'm around Sonny quite a bit. And he shits every 10 minutes and blows his nose every 10 minutes.
Do you think there's a correlation?
I have no fucking idea. I've never in my life had to wait for someone to shit so many times.
That's another thing, man. Now there's no way I could live in New York, man. There's just no bathrooms.
We had to we use an app that finds bathrooms in New York City for Sonny to take his fifth shit of the day.
There's an app for bathrooms.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's like Bathroom Finder. But that's how pathetic it is, man.
Well, it's probably good for you that you shit so much. That means your metabolism's fast and you're pushing shit through.
Good job, Sonny.
I don't know.
But
what
for
it
every
is.
one shit I take, you take 5.
I don't know if it's that many.
I think it is.
Well, I think also I had some anxiety going up there. Big tournament and everything. So I was shitting a lot more in general that weekend.
I get that before I'm going to compete, right? Don't you ever get the nervous shits?
Well, yeah,
Always.
That's why when you go to the bathroom, it's filled with geese. Like dudes taking shit at a tournament.
Guys puking.
Yeah, then guys are puking, taking nervous shits. Yeah.
One time when I was a little kid, I had to go to the bathroom before a tournament, and this guy was violently puking. It sounded like The Exorcist.
Oh, my God.
It was terrible.
I've never had that happen. I don't get nervous until, right before, maybe. And then I'm kind of nervous. And then I'll have to shit, and they'll be calling my name, and I'll be like, oh, damn it. I have to shit now. But then I got to go grapple. But anyway, we just had the ADCC Trials this weekend, and it was pretty awesome. We got to see some amazing matches. Sonny and I both competed in it, and it was an awesome experience.
Yeah, for me, that was my first sort of high-level tournament. I've been to a bunch of local tournaments, but you've done the trials before, and you've done ADCC. You've done some big stuff. So has Ian, actually. And,
yeah, I did the trials a couple times. Came up short though.
So yeah, it was really cool for me because that was my first sort of big tournament. See how things are run, which by the way, they were run super smooth. There was a lot of really interesting things. Like, having to give your license when you go right before you grapple, you have to hand over your license to the table so that, you're not just an imposter.
Well, no, that's not why.
I don't know why.
The reason is because if they see that you're an American citizen, then they know that you can fly to Finland.
Oh, all right.
That's why people had their passports that weren't, you had to, when I went and the year I won them, I remember we had to give them our passport to make sure that we can get to China.
Otherwise, you're not allowed to grapple.
Right. You had to have a passport.
I didn't know what the reason for it was. I just thought it was interesting. There was a bunch of stuff like that. It was the first time I weighed in with kilograms.
I didn't even have one.
It's the first time they hit the button on the scale that says kilograms.
I had to go.
This is like a huge deal for Sonny. It's a button on the scale that changes it to kilograms.
I had to Google my weight to find out what my weight was.
In kilograms?
No, I knew the kilograms. I didn't know the pounds. I wanted to know.
Oh, right.
So like
218.
It was like, yeah. Well, no, that's the tournament. But I'm saying I weighed in at like 91 kilograms. So I was like, what the hell is 91 kilograms? So I was like Googling it, and I had to figure it out. And it was like 200 pounds. I was like, oh, okay.
But no, there were some good matches, man.
It's just because I'm dumb, basically.
Basically. I'm dumb too. Who cares? But there were some good matches at ADCC.
Awesome matches. You guys had great matches, by the way. Sonny, your match was awesome. You controlled most of the match when I saw it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sonny, you
came up really, a little too short, too little, too late.
Because that guy ended up getting pretty far. He didn't get to he got to the semis and lost, I believe.
Did he?
Yeah, and then we had that was a really good match. That little kid, Gordon Ryan's little brother,
Nicky.
Oh shit,
was sick.
Can you imagine? 15 years old, and he just made 3rd place at the ADCC Trials.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
and the trials were no joke this time, man. Like, you know, somebody was mentioning, like, maybe a few years ago, you'd go to the trials and there wouldn't be that many people there, but this time it was like all killers, you know. And it's like, you're 15 years old, and you know.
He was amazing. He did amazing. I think he's very much on. In my opinion, it looked like he was just legs.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, his first 2 finishes were heel hooks. Well, I think one was a toe hold, actually.
And then he went up against Jason Hayden, who got him in a nasty armbar. That match was sick.
Yeah, that was a good match.
I had a match with a guy.
Daniel?
Named Jim. Well, the first guy, his name was Jimmy Lugo.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, it's funny. I was watching that match, like, during the live stream, but the live stream kept messing up. So all I saw at the end was you just, like, violently finishing this guy's leg.
Yeah, man. It worked out well. Elevating one single leg X right into the honey hole on the other leg. Boom. Done. And then my next match was with Daniel O'Brien. The guy we were making fun of in EBI for having the long hair. Man.
Karma.
Right? Great. That's karma. And we had a decent match, and then he has 8-foot-long arms, darsed me from my guard. So
crazy
stuff.
Yeah,
that's hard to prepare for a guy like that.
He's got the strangest base I've ever seen. He does this dead weight thing. And he's
got good balance.
It just seems to really frustrate people. It looked like you were having a tough time with it.
Yeah, I got that honey hole position on him, and then had my knee flared out. Usually that takes everybody over, but not this guy. He just sprawled out on me as hard as he can, and I couldn't even unlock my legs.
Wow.
And then finally I got enough space to unlock my legs. As soon as I unlocked them, boom, there was the darce.
Crazy style.
Yeah. And he was just leaning on you, but it was like so hard to get any type of lift on him or any type of movement out of him. But then he lost to a guy named Elliot Kelly, who won in the finals.
Oh, you know, Elliot Kelly actually was taken out earlier in the EBI, the same EBI that Daniel O'Brien was in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Goes to show how, like, rule sets can really change outcomes.
Or
that's true.
Or just that styles make fights, you know?
That too,
but this was the rule set because that guy won on a takedown.
Oh, right.
Good
You're
wrestling.
not going to win on a takedown in EBI.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
And you have to grapple completely differently.
Yeah.
If you're going to grapple. Even though Daniel O'Brien really didn't. He was just, like, super passive until the point started.
Like the same way he was at EBI.
The same way, yeah.
That's awesome.
Way it wasn't. I like that guy. I want to get him down for a seminar. I think it'd be cool to learn some of his styles or some of his, philosophies on jiu-jitsu. It's different. It seems different. I think he's got a background from Hicks and Gracie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But he's got that. That's why he's got that crazy like invisible jiu-jitsu.
Right.
I want to feel that.
I felt it.
He gave Gary Tonin like the most trouble.
Gary couldn't submit him.
He gave Gary Tonin more trouble than Paul Harris, in my opinion. I mean, like, not that he was attacking his legs more, but just the fact that Gary couldn't get off on any of his attacks, really. I mean, the dude was in a fully locked heel hook, and he's just fine peeling Gary's feet off. It's insane.
I know that it was not. I was like, I felt like I got into position on him real easy, but then from there it was like not a big deal to him. You know what I mean?
Oh, I've been here before.
Yeah, exactly. Like he was just like so zen in that bad spot.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Interesting the types of jiu-jitsu that are just kind of coming out now.
How about
it's evolved so much, and people are coming up with just these different styles. There's just jiu-jitsu looks different than it used to.
It really does.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
People are I feel like these guys are attacking more submissions, or using Daniel O'Brien using different types of pressure, experimenting, believing that anything works, as opposed to 10, 15 years ago it was very every gyms were more biased.
Yeah.
They were like, that doesn't work. Don't do that in my gym. Fuck that rubber guard shit. That doesn't work. Meanwhile, look what Vinny did with the rubber guard in EBI 9.
Amazing.
Who did he do that to?
Oh, I don't
Was
even
that
know.
Daniel O'Brien that he did that to?
No, I think it actually may have been Elliot Kelly.
Oh, very good chance.
We
should find that out.
That was an aggressive rubber guard. Like, I've never seen someone use it like that. It's so powerful.
It looked like there was no way anyone was going to stop what he was going to do from the guard.
It makes sense because, like, if you get a guy who's as big as like Vinny, or even like absolutely you and Buchecha, if you get a big guy and they put you in their closed guard, I feel like it's game over from there. It's all that strength, and they can apply those.
I've always
techniques.
said, man, a big guy with a good guard is a scary thing, man. Scary.
Yeah, that's true.
It's because a lot of big guys, they think they have to play top game. Oh, I can't play the guard, I'm too big.
Right.
But it's like, if you take the time and learn the guard, you're gonna be smashing dudes from the guard.
That's true.
Look at Robbie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It definitely worked out for me in the past. Definitely. Who else stood out? James Brasco, our good friend James Brasco.
Yes, congratulations, big congrats to James Brasco for winning his division, and he's going to Finland.
Yes, he is, and he's like 40, so that's inspiring.
What?
I thought he was 65.
I think he's like 40, and it was pretty inspiring to see that a guy that age and that someone he's been through it, man. He's already been to ADCC before. I think he went in 2009, and he's really good. I got a chance to grapple him. He's really, really good. His wrestling is outstanding.
Yeah,
I heard.
Outstanding wrestler, and ADCC is definitely the tournament. If you're a wrestler, that's the one you want to do, for sure.
Yeah.
But he did awesome, man. His heart and will to win was amazing.
Yeah, he definitely shined.
He shined. And I got to mention Jason Hayden again. He got to the finals with Justin Rader, who's no joke. Justin Rader got out of every leg lock attempt that Jason could throw at him by just pushing his leg down.
Wow.
Doing nothing but pushing his leg down past the knee line. Staying on his feet, pushing the leg down past the knee line.
Basic.
That's it. And then he would spin out. And then, actually, Jason had a lot of good attempts on his feet, too, but Justin Rader's a beast wrestler.
Very seasoned veteran, too.
Yeah, he's been to ADCC like every time. And he's really, really good at wrestling.
Jason had an interesting strategy of like he would mix his guard pulls in with leg locks and takedown and sweep attempts. Like he would mix it all together. He had very interesting guard pulls into like single legs and stuff that he was almost hitting.
Hard time for him to finish that single on a guy like Justin Rader.
Oh yeah, he was just hopping.
He was kind of letting him have that leg, and then hopping around. And Jason either didn't know what to do or didn't feel like anything was available to him to do, because he didn't really attempt anything once he was holding on to his leg.
Right.
From standing.
Yeah.
It was more like he got to that position, from doing something cool, and then we had a hard time finishing a single leg, which, you know, I understand because you're not a pedigree wrestler like a Justin Rader is. But anyway, besides, you know, all really awesome matches.
Another cool match was Oliver Taza and, was it, how do you say it,
Mancher Kara.
That was a cool match. Some funny moments in that match, and then of course the shenanigans directly after.
Yeah, and, basically Oliver Taza was going against how do you say his name? Munch.
They call him Munch.
Munch, going against Munch. Really good. Actually, I was super impressed with Munch. I mean, here's my take on this match. Before we even get into the stupid fight, Munch looked super relaxed, super calm, and kind of going with the flow the whole time. And Oliver Taza has one speed, and it's lightning fast. But at no moment was Munch in any danger of being submitted.
Really?
Yeah. It was Oliver Taza just nonstop go, and I feel like sometimes in these matches it's you kind of have to let the other person go and counter a little bit,
right,
in order to finish something. So to me, it seems like Oliver Taza doesn't have a, you know, from what I've seen, a high finishing. You know, he isn't necessarily finishing people. He gets position because he's so aggressive, but it was hard for him to finish, and I think Munch kind of knew that, and kind of stayed pretty relaxed. And then when his opportunity arose, the back was there. Oliver Taza's back was available. Boom, he jumps on the back, gets his points. Yeah, Oliver may have gotten him off the back, but whatever. He got his points and he won.
And Munch is a guy that's had like a lot of experience. Like he had almost a 45-minute match with Eddie Cummings too.
Wow.
It was like almost a stalemate. It was just a guard versus guard passing type thing.
I think part of it though is a little bit of Munch had some flexibility there because, you know, there was a point in that match where Taza had him pretty well locked up in a heel hook, and if it was me, I probably would have tapped.
Yeah, but Sonny, you say that, but if you're so, I mean, not everybody there could be people that are focused on position so much and aggressively getting position. Once they get the position, well, now you're not finishing. You know, you could be great at getting position but not finishing. Happened in this, you know, he got into some position on Dan Martinez.
Yeah.
With no finishing. So, again, I don't not like the kid or anything or trying to down his jiu-jitsu. He's obviously amazing. He's been training for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing. However, if I was to, you know, critique in any way, I would say that maybe he is not as likely to finish as some of his training partners. Like Gordon Ryan is like a finisher.
Yeah.
You know, or even Gary Tonin, finisher. But I think Taza may have to catch up there in that aspect. But you know, yeah, nothing but respect for him.
All of his training partners, I think, do what it is. They all have such a proactive style. Like especially the smaller guys like Gary and Eddie, it's all attack. But I feel like Taza is long enough, kind of like not like Gordon, but he could still use his size to play a more reactive style. Like sometimes Gordon plays really lazy and can just beat people right in.
Right, and I think you kind of have to do both, and maybe Taza is always pushing the pace 100% of the time. You know, so maybe not mixing up
exactly
that, you know, wait for your opponent to do something first, and then, or, you know, at times be aggressive. You know, and that's actually something that I really took from some advice from Pablo Popovich.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not. Yeah, if you watch a guy
Beast.
like a veteran like that grapple, Pablo on his feet, very relaxed, very kind of dead. Like he'll hand fight a little bit, but then when he shoots, it's like explosive, and you didn't know it was coming. That's how he would take everybody down that way, and then he would just kind of explode past your guard, but you had no inkling that he was going to do that. You know,
that's amazing.
It's kind of more hidden jiu-jitsu than anything else, as opposed to someone that's going to just 100% of the time put pressure, whether it be from the guard, from the feet or anything like that. But I mean, even Marcelo has a very aggressive style too, and always has.
Marcelo is definitely a proactive fighter.
Right, but he's a finisher.
Yeah,
he finished everybody.
Any rule set,
whatever rule set you want. So, but anyway, then there was the big fight.
Yeah, the scuffle. It was really kind of a non-issue. It was just more of Dylan Dennis? How do you say his name?
Oh, Dylan Dennis.
Is that it? Yeah. He got a little butthurt and.
Well, yeah, Dylan Dennis was coaching Munch, and then there were words going back and forth. Gordon tried to shake Munch's hand after Munch won, and Dylan Dennis wouldn't shake his hand. He was like, "You're gonna talk shit and then try to shake my hand." And then I think Gary said something like, "Well, why don't you fight him then?" And then
he's like,
"Why
don't you fight me now?
Why don't you fight me right now?" And Gary just kind of looked at him.
Gary was not impressed.
Right. But then Shaw, that shy ace guy, he was like yelling, "Let him come over here and I'll fuck him up," or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then one of the news outlets that put it on, the Flow Grappling.
They got
it wrong.
Yeah, they conflated the two.
What?
Yeah, they thought it was Gary that was yelling that stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And it wasn't.
It's probably some nose picking intern. Got it wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows, man.
That's like not the thing you mess up in an article. Like.
Yeah. Well, I actually videotaped the whole thing, but then it turns out I hit my record button twice.
Yeah. So he's sitting there, he's like this, holding his camera up,
not recording anything,
going back and forth, like pointing it at Gary and then pointing it back over at Dylan Dennis, and meanwhile he's not recording anything.
Yep.
That's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
That happened to me once at a tournament. And I submitted this 250-pound dude with a razor. My wife is over there with the camera holding it. So I'm like, "Oh man, let me see the video of that." And I'm like, "Where is it? Where is it? It's not on here." Oh no! I took a picture.
Yeah.
My dad's done that a couple times.
I'm retarded. I do things like that constantly.
But yeah, the trials in general, I thought it was awesome. For me, it was a really cool experience, and it brought me back to this moment that I had as a white belt. My first tournament as a white belt, I went and did a Naga, and I remember I had a bunch of matches. I don't remember what divisions I did. I think I did like multiple divisions, and I had probably maybe 4 or 5 matches or something, and I got submitted once, and I went against some pretty big dudes because I was a big dude. I was 275 or whatever at the time. But anyway, the feeling that I had coming home from that was one of joy, because I went in there and I hung with those dudes, and I just felt good about that. And it was like, wow, I really feel like I'm progressing. I'm learning, and I'm moving forward. And it was just a really great moment for me. And it kind of, the trials was sort of the same thing. It was like, wow, here I am on, pretty big stage, and I'm going to grapple with whoever. I don't know, I didn't know who it was until I got there. And, and I felt I did well. So that's all I wanted. That was really all I was looking for, was sort of like vindication of my hard work, so to speak.
Well, you don't give yourself enough credit.
You don't.
You're a beast on the mat.
I don't feel like a beast. I feel like an old man with arthritis.
You're an old man
Slip
beast.
discs in my back and my neck.
But you still do it, man.
Who has to take a lot of Advil just to operate.
You still give me hell on the mat.
Well, I love it, man. I love jiu-jitsu, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that's inspiring that you can do that at, how old are you now?
43.
What?
Yeah. But look at James
thought
Brasco. He won at 40 years old. He won the whole thing.
Yeah. And there's some studs like in our network, JR, who's 46, I think.
Oh my God. I know, that's crazy.
JR's 46.
I believe so, yeah.
That guy is like the hardest roll.
He looks like he looks like he's 18.
He feels like a tree, like a giant oak tree.
Yeah. I mean, so guys like that inspire me. And then there was a dude. I thought I was the oldest competitor at the trials, but turns out there was a guy in the division above mine who was older. I think he was like 48 or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was the second oldest there, I think.
Avery McFadder went against Wade Rome. Wade Rome from ATT.
Huge.
He's like one of the founders of ATT, and he was like 52.
Wow.
He's 300-pound black belt, like serious black belt. Avery beat him.
Yeah, I remember I was there.
Oh, you were there for that, weren't you?
But look at that guy, though, man. You know, he put it on the line. He's, you know, going against the young bucks like Avery.
Yeah.
And he did well, man. Avery had to work for that. Avery had to work hard for that victory.
That is true, man.
Isn't Wade Rome like a really high-level wrestler as well?
Yes. Yeah, that guy's just a beast all around. And a super nice guy. Really, really nice guy. But when he shakes your hand, it feels like he's going to rip off your arm. Like, you never meet a guy like that?
Oh, absolutely.
And he shakes your hand and it's like your eyes open really wide and you're like, whoa, that was amazing. Like, he shook, like you were going to literally rip off my arm.
Hector Lombard.
Yeah, exactly.
Another thing was that I wanted to mention was, I'm so happy I live in Florida because it's cold up north. And I don't care what you people say. You can call me a pussy. I don't care. It's cold up there.
Yeah, definitely way too cold.
It was nice on Friday, though, when we were walking around in the city. It was actually nice that day.
Yeah, it was.
But the next couple of days were brutal.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it. Live up north again?
Yeah, I don't.
It's just too uncomfortable, man.
Yeah, after living here, I don't know how I did it for 30 some odd years of my life.
Yeah, me too. Well, I did it till I was 18, 19. I lived up north, New York and Pennsylvania. And it's like the whole year you're looking forward to the summer. The 2 months that it's warm.
Yeah.
It's like, and you're shoveling snow and your car always has ice on it. And every morning you got to get up and pick the ice off your car. Ugh,
I've never seen snow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I've lived in Florida my whole life, and the cold.
Haven't you ever traveled?
Yeah, but never at times that it was snowing. Like I've been to New York and West Virginia. I saw like a little bit of snow in West Virginia, but I don't count it because it just looked like dirty sand.
Because it was already on the ground. So you've never actually seen snow fall?
No, not at all.
Oh, wow. you poor child.
Wow.
We'll have to get you that experience sometime.
Oh, thank you, Sonny.
I mean, I'll send you there. I'm not going with you.
Yeah, fuck that. Snow it's really nice when it falls and it's like laying on everything nice. And then like 3 days later, it's just all brown and mud everywhere. I don't miss it up north, that's for sure.
And then, the day after the trials, Robbie and I both had seminars, which was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Got to see some old friends, Jay Bell and Jimmy Campbell, and Jay Leanders, and Joseph Byron. All those guys, man. Tony Butler, saw Tony. Man, who else? I feel like I hate starting.
Doug.
Yes, Doug Lindquist, and then the Tvei brothers.
Yeah. Very fun. I always have such a good time when I go to Connecticut, aside from the weather.
Yeah, that's true.
But everybody's so nice up there. Some really good,
man.
And their jiu-jitsu is so good up there. We went and saw your friend Dustin.
Yes, that was my first seminar, which was another milestone in my jiu-jitsu journey as du jour. And Dustin's a beast, huh?
Yeah, really strong guy.
Yeah, he's got some pressure. He knows that pressure game.
Yeah, he does.
And his guys are all really cool, and we did a seminar there, and then we headed back to New York and stayed at the hotel one more night and woke up at 3 a.m. to fly back.
Walking from the hotel to the car.
Oh, yeah, that was a bitch, huh? I mean, I remember it. Like, it's ingrained in my... Cold. It's like I can still feel it. Fuck, I don't know how you guys do it up there, man. Jesus.
I don't either.
Did any of Jay Bell's students do the trials?
Oh yeah, Frank Jackson. Frank. See, how could I forget that?
He's
Frank
a beast,
did
man.
awesome. Yeah, I think he went up against one of those Danaher students. I think it was Gary Tonin was coaching him.
Oh wow.
And
he got heel hooked in the 50-50.
Yeah.
Oh man, that happened.
He did well though.
Yeah, he did. There was a good match. It was anyone's game.
It was a funny moment in that match though, because both Robbie and I were coaching Frank, and the refs there are no joke, bro. They don't mess around. They don't take any horse shit
Oh no,
off of
not
nobody.
at all.
And so they see both Robbie and me coaching, and there's one chair. So the dude literally stopped Frank's match to tell Robbie to get back.
Oh my god.
And then let him start again.
Dude, they yell really loud. Stop.
Yeah,
Yep. That's exactly right.
They have some weird rules too. It's like you can slam somebody to get out of a submission,
Yeah.
but you can't neck crank them. But you can opener them.
But no crucifix.
Yeah, it's weird. And then they had some about the sweeps, and I think one of our guys kind of got screwed on that rule. Is something about like if somebody starts a sweep and then somebody goes for submission during the sweep, and then the sweep goes all the way over, that's not counted.
What?
If
somebody if I go for a leg lock on you and I fall back and I don't get it, you don't get points for a sweep.
Is that what it was?
You don't.
Oh, really?
I initiated a leg lock.
Okay.
So
yeah,
whoever initiates basically wins.
I see.
So if you were sweeping me already and I decide to grab your leg during the sweep and I miss the leg lock,
right,
then you do get points.
Okay.
Oh.
Which that rule makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it now. I didn't fully understand it.
What else happened?
We smoked weed.
As always.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It was a good time, and I will be doing the West Coast Trials coming up at some point.
Me too.
And that will be it. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Yep. This is a short one.
Yes, it is. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Peace
Later,
out.
guys.